Okay, everybody, let's get right to it for another session here. What's going on? Great to see everybody. Welcome to a Tuesday. Getting my act together. Big shout out to the chat. Greetings, folks. Great to see everybody back. We got some things to talk about, and we're at one of those spots where we're gonna have to just chill on the markets, let it come in. And crypto is interesting. Here's Bitcoin at 43,000. Pretty interesting stuff. Doesn't change anything. We're still right in the smack dab of a 618 retracement, and just got to give it time. Been pretty clear about what I need to see for Bitcoin to really get moving again. So tradable market, but that's about it for now. What's going on? Great to see everybody. Let's do this in a quick, efficient fashion and get to, oh, there we go. Bring that back up. Bitcoin here. There you go. Thanks. Let's get over to Harmonic Trader. Get your free 2-week trial. Send your username to TradingView username hbc at sr-analyst.com. That's all I'm going to say about that. You guys know the rest. But Bitcoin, what do you do with it? You hold her? Just throw darts? I think there's definitely some of the daily patterns we looked at last time are starting to play out. And so I think that's really the lesson here. Be patient. Let it do its thing. Nice bounce, but that's all I think it is. Actually, we're right back at a 618 off the 618. Look at this. Here to there, 618. Shouldn't really get above 45.5 on this move. So be aware of that. I mean, I know Ethereum trying to do some things here. Ethereum, interestingly enough, had a big pattern that preceded all of this. And then just yesterday, we got a dot. What's a dot? It's an HSI bullish confirmation. Well, depending on your feed. Actually, today for Coinbase, that should happen. And yeah, Binance, they're all there. Around 20, we were saying for like 2150 was our pullback number. We got to 2170. But I'm still patient with this market. And there's something here on the 4-hour. You go back a little bit. A crab pattern back up on the 4. Let me switch my layout. I know I'm not on the right layout either. There you go. Come on. There you go. 4-hour Ethereum chart. Interesting. I like what we're seeing. Great movement here. This is definitely a higher level continuation signal potential. And let me go to, where was the Binance feed? We had some patterns up there. There it is. We have this crab pattern, so we have really clear structure for Ethereum. And a lot of times it's all about going from zone to target 1, which you did, came back up. We're looking for this to be a target 2, but we run into an oversold signal. So at a minimum, it's going to take a little more time. Come on back to the zone. 2372 is that's the primary XA leg. Here we go with another 1618 extension capping the rally. That's about it for now. Excuse me one moment. Go to Thursday's session. We covered a lot of this. We talked about 1618 dynamics. What does it mean? It's just you have reached the maximum point, or at least the natural maximum, the way I think about it, before you need some kind of correction. Markets are in that exact kind of position as well. But Ethereum giving us a high level reading here, getting oversold pretty quickly, at least at a minimum, should get us back to in this zone. I would think 2,500. Also remember 2,485. A lot of numbers up here. A lot of big numbers. And come on back. There it is. Crab pattern, target one, 2,485. Now, if we're only looking at the crab on this daily chart, and I was thinking this is a type 1 move, well, the fact that we ran into an already generated and oversold reading, and this is specific to Ethereum, is a pretty strong sign for now. So retest 2,485, I think that's very doable. Could this be something, the start of something larger? Maybe retest that prior HSI? Yeah, not anything big. I mean, you're looking for nice 10% swings in here. That's what we got. So far, so good. Hey, quick shout out on Thursday. We're going to have the one and only Mitch Ray back. It'll be a Mitch Scott stream. So hope you join us. I'll have my act together a lot better for Thursday, and we'll get into it. It's been a while. Also, I'm thinking about doing something in February. You know, these seminar sessions, I feel like they've been good for a lot of people, and they're even good for myself because I get my thoughts organized, things I want to think about, things that really to develop the plan for this entire year. And I do emphasize this year, and it could be as short as the next 8 or 9 months. And we're still bullish, still anticipating everything, but along the way, we got to respect the pausing spots, the resistance spots, and then prepare for taking advantage of those pullbacks within the uptrend. So Ethereum, that is actually a pretty interesting development. And then check out Ethereum Classic. Come on back to life here with a nice pop after generating another HSI. This is back in another zone. Are bigger things in development for Ethereum Classic. I like it. I do think that this is a big type 2 in development where we want to target 54 bucks on this move. So just understand that we get a big move. If you pop into the 30s, 35, or even 40, you could still have these pullbacks along the way that if it was the stock market, you would think, what's going on? It's crypto. It's just another day. So that's where we are. I like Ethereum Classic. I've always said this is one of the best weekly ideal type 2 patterns we have seen in all the market. So here's something that also I'm my second guessing, maybe a little bit, but what the heck with Solana? Okay, really felt like this needs to do a type 2 back to 47. That was when it was at 80. Now it's back at 105. We're trading. It's just trading volatility. Now, am I wrong here? Are we not getting back to 47.51? We'll have to wait and see. But the 30-day pause, okay, the 30-day pause is interesting when we lay out the kind of the ruler here, the date ruler from the inflection. Go to the right. 30 days is, well, right at the low. You know, that right there is 30-day pause. And so coming back to life, no patterns. There's really, there was no patterns there. It is a bounce back. I don't have much to go on Solana, except for the hype. So if you're in Solana, hope the hype works for you. But I did have a few other ideas last time where we had patterns. And this is just something with what harmonic patterns are all about. I really always want something to go on, and you're going to seemingly miss opportunities. We'll see what happens with Solana, but the ones that were really stand out last time, harmonic patterns, were Avalanche. Okay, beautiful deep crab. It finished the type 1 yesterday. And we were talking about that at 28. Not really even the confirmation, but that's a type 1 reaction. Target 1 is 35.93, and we traded as high as what was at 37. So eyes on Avalanche to see, is this going to be more of something bigger, or are we reaction and then come back for the return phase and then we launch? But I really was pounding the table on the fact that no matter what, you want to demand patterns like this. Demand patterns. So you've got something to go on. You know you've got something looking left. And this is after going from 8 to 40. Nice 5x, and then get your hair cut. But again, this is where these situations continue to present themselves even after the moon. And I thought I outlined it as like a sequence where, okay, your favorite crypto moons, and it looks like it's going to go to 1,000, what have you. I'll show you one that almost did. But we're going to get pullbacks along the way. The other thing I mentioned, just take note, especially if you have the software, the whole amplified complex structure, this big M formation, comes all the way down, gets oversold, and we break out and now go back into a return here, retesting prior inflection. So I think that's important. You're seeing the power of that complex return. This is just a big M formation in the overbought, but we know that that has to get retested in most cases. That's how we treat it. The other one that was, I think, probably even has a little more juice to it that I need to highlight is Axie Infinity. This is this daily. Where was it? Sorry. No, this is a 4-hour. I know that was a 4-hour. A whole bunch of things down there. It's 675. Really nice bat pattern off the top. The other thing about Axie, take a look at this daily. It's kind of tough. I mentioned this to my folks yesterday, but actually this is a type 2 bat pattern. Take a look. There's the bat from last year. XA is 677. Okay, the low last week, I think it was 675. 671, depending on your data feed. So kind of like a hidden type 2. The reason why the T2 designation didn't come up, meaning why didn't the software, it kicked out a T1 there. That's always the first step. Why didn't we get a T1 there? It's a time limitation thing built into the program. So I just kind of want to highlight that because I do think this 675 level is maybe more significant than I was even talking about last week. So if we can get down here, develop some confirmation, could be starting a return move. I like that. I do. What are you guys looking at today? Great to see everybody. Welcome. Thanks for showing up. Again, David, Drive Space, Evan, Red. What's up, Red? Fulgar, Ken. Yeah, we'll get to Tesla in a second. And hey, Michael, what's going on? Can I add a tip option? Yeah, we'll do that. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. What's up, Mike? Great to see everybody else. Miss Stephanie. Thanks for showing up, guys. I will probably be adding a couple more things as we get along here further into the year. I just got my butt kicked with this respiratory thing in the beginning of the year, and now, all right, coming around, but still staying on the charts. And I think some other ones that I want to highlight that haven't moved, or things that are on this last pullback, are deep development. And we have Anchor. This is a real T coin extraordinaire, but a lot of patterns here. And this is something I'm thinking about with a lot of these speculative crypto, that they did a big thrust move, came back, now retesting a lot of support, where we're looking for stuff like that, confirmation, HSI, yellow dot. We have triggered a whole bunch in the last week where they're retesting the lower zones, looking good. Here's something I mentioned a while back, and it's now this thing is just remarkable. This Tau Bittensour. Come on, where'd you go? Tau, Tao. Amazing. 443 now. It was recently 200. Let me get a good good data feed on this one, because impressive move. So this tells you crypto is still alive and well in select areas. Where'd you go? There it is. Better. This is we're going to get a shark here. It's going to pop up in a second. Off of that high, I think it's running really slow, where the low at 225, ideal confirmation. Let's go to the tether pair. There it is. Shark. T1 dot 225 and now 445. I mean, what do you do with that? Because it blasted all the way through. The point here with this is that even in the craziest, largest bagging moves, there's 48, that's 350. You're continuing to get opportunities. So take that to heart. Understand that we're going to get more opportunities on pullbacks like that. And this was another one with an M formation, really kind of elongated, but this is an M formation, came all the way down, got oversold right at the pattern completion, and then launched. They're not all going to explode like that. This is kind of the scenario we're looking at Axie Infinity, kind of the scenario with Avalanche. But how do you know that something's going to really bypass target one and be more than just a reaction? You typically get strong movement through and no confirmation. There's really nothing there that said, hey, this is going to roll over anytime soon. Feel like you missed out on that? Well, keep it on your radar. We'll get another retracement. We'll get another pullback. How high can that go? No idea. No idea. I'll look for retracement patterns, look for oversold conditions like that. Use that as an example. Kind of really compare it with other crypto that have done amazing moves. Here's one more. Here's this Celestia. Okay. So I talked about this recently, and I mean, check this out. November, it was 240. Now it went to 20 and then pulled back. On the 4 hour, I think we were looking at this last time with a butterfly. Ideal confirmation. And let me just say for a second that the 4 hour time frame is, you're going to get more patterns, obviously, and that's probably sufficient within the daily trends to be looking for pattern ideas. This easily going to come back to the deep crab. You know, you're 18 and change right now, steadily making its way. All right. Look at your confirmation. Big thrust on the type 1. There's confirmation, and it just continues to bypass it. You wouldn't be wrong to take profits at something like that, but it just goes sideways in a dud resistance move, and I think easily over 20, maybe 22.30, 22.34, where this can go. This is a case of crypto Your favorite crypto, is it price discovery or price recovery? This is clear price discovery, breaking out new highs. Couple more. Couple more. Here is Monero. And this is another interesting privacy coin coming back to retest an alternate bat after the correction. You know, nice little yellow dot, all happening a week to 2 weeks ago. And this one on the weekly hasn't really even moved yet. I think this is it's a lot like Ethereum Classic. It's got a, there you go, another beautiful type 2 butterfly where in this zone you're looking for pullbacks to just accumulate. You're assuming this is the low, definitely, and then 260 is the target too for the entire move. That's a sizable move to anticipate, but just taking its time. Break it down on like a 4 hour. Again, 4 hour against the daily, I think is a pretty safe bet. And look at these patterns. Back to back. Just this is 4 hour in the last week. Perfect type 2 with another shark. Deep crab, reaction, come back, type 2 with the shark. I wouldn't be surprised to see this maybe come back and hit the shark one more time. If we do, that's probably a prime opportunity. So consider that. Looking for patterns, not wanting to get too over our skis with anything, and then waiting for that to register. A few more. XRP posted something. I don't know, guys. I need like an antidote for the Twitter trauma. I would tweet a lot more if Twitter wasn't such a trigger. But I did post something on Trigger on Twitter the other day, and it's about 52 cents. 52 is a big number, and it's a beautiful Gartley. So this is one I want to follow quickly. Look at the zone here. Check out what did not really happen just yet. I wouldn't really consider this a perfect type 2. There's your dot. We did not really get, this bar is not really a 3-bar breakout. So maybe some sideways action. If we're lucky, against all of this, we'd come back one more time. That's 5150. 5150, good album. But I do think the T2 here on the Gartley, this is like an immediate setup. This is something definitely a prime ideal textbook harmonic pattern. Triggering against the weekly time frame. Looks like that. Remember this? So we are going to get into the depths of February here, and hopefully no one loses sight of the fact that every day as we march forward now, we're really close to this halving cycle season, better way to say it, within the 4-year time frame. So any patterns that popping up now like this with T2s and confirmation, project yourself 30 days from now. We're going to be with 30 days from now, we will be a little more than 30 days away from the halving. And I just think that narrative is going to dominate, and it's going to give people a big reason to be, throwing money at the market, throwing money at Bitcoin. So be it. But that's when craziness should start historically. A couple more of these look like, check out VE chain. Another one, not an amazing situation in terms of doing fireworks yet, but big pattern looking left. We've always talked about that. And then the daily time frame just got oversold. There you go. With some dots. Okay. And this one did have a crab off the low, but here we are. yellow dot HSI, okay? All you need to know is that's basically the limit of how far that can pull back for now. So I do think VE chain, we can get back above 3. We can get back on track. It's like that, taking its time. But you have a lot of things here where finally, after that 30% pullback, something to go on. One or two others that are, again, big patterns. It's really critical. And on this latest pullback, they have some interesting things. Here's synthetics. Where'd you go? Synthetics. This is another one. Dots all around. Okay, yellow dot, HSI, about $3. But remember, this is all against the weekly time frame, and the weekly should be kind of the model for what we're trying to follow here. There you go. Sorry. There it is. Big bat pattern. Under 360 for synthetics. That's your primary XA. Just give me some oversold readings. Clean this up. Get oversold down here. What's our next trigger? Generally between $3 and $4, but let's focus in on, say, daily or 4-hour time frame, looking for signals. Okay, there you go. Synthetics is actually on the 4-hour. It's a back-to-back bat pattern, butterfly pattern, T2s. So the fact that we get a T2 designation right there, okay, that's first step in a major reversal possibility. But now, just in the last day, 2 days, you've got confirmation on the 4-hour. So 317, $3 generally is major support here. Again, an ideal pullback within a strong trend. A lot of patterns basing this thing out for the play into later this year. I mean, think about all the stocks last year, a year ago. If it's Microsoft, Facebook, Meta, whatever, Amazon, and then what they did over the course of 12 months or so. Major moves, but it took a while. But they had patterns already completed that once they got off the floor, they didn't look back. And I think that's what we're dealing with here. One or two more that stick out to me. Of course, Cardano. I'm still looking for this to pull back. It's a daily crab pattern. It was a T2. All right. We got a yellow dot 3 days ago over the weekend. And trying to hold like 48. If we get to 38, that would satisfy structurally this whole pattern. But, let's give this some more time. If we can turn up, continue higher. I think the 4-hour had a couple interesting things. Yeah, there you go. It's a crab pattern. That's only a T1 pattern. It's a type 1 reaction. So maybe come back to 46, complete this 4-hour structure, and then turn up one more time. Some are ready, others aren't quite there yet. Couple more. What are you guys looking at? DYDX saying 600 days of accumulation. Yeah. Couple more. What's up, Fala? A0. I did see that. A0 was caught that recently with isn't that Alpha Zero? Yeah, Aleph Zero. Can't even pronounce that. But there you go. There's another pattern off the top. I don't know what that is. I just came across that recently, but it is a type 2, but confirmation will come in probably a little bit lower. I think there's a few others that are a little bit better. Uh, hey, what's up, Island? IOTA. Haven't looked at that in a long time. I don't even have that on my list. IOTA's like that. Beautiful. Do you have the software? Because that's a great. I love when people are giving me ideas like this, back to back pattern, confirmation. But with this, still want to see the retest type 2. Again, it would be like XRP. Come on back down, retest, and go. No, I wouldn't say that, Evan. Evan says XRP worst investment of all time. No, it's just taking time. It really, it's just, look, some are going to move now and do amazing things. Others are gonna take more time. I mean, Claire, what's going on? She wants to look at Link, and I think Link is a great example. A lot of people hitting the table on Link. Is this going to be a high level continuation zone? Still not there yet. I mean, you could break that on a 4 hour, and maybe one thought for Link and others like it is to be looking for patterns on a 4 hour basis. I don't have anything on Link, and I might miss out on that, but I don't have any kind of real tangible structure where it makes sense to go in on that. And you go to the weekly like this. Just kind of pausing here. Obviously we break out above, what's that, 1750? Okay, possibility for something larger, definitely developing. I just want something to go on. Like if I had a hourly pattern or and it just blasted, that would give me something. Not really. It's some bearish stuff here. 15, 16 bucks, and that just could remain that way for better part of another month or so. Until we get into where Bitcoin is surging again, a lot of these are just going to be reactions. IOTA is a project. The project is dead. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a long time. A couple more that I think are interesting, crypto related. How about Coinbase? Coinbase did the pullback on the daily, weekly. There you go. This is something interesting that I am watching Coinbase carefully here because we did this big pattern at 117. Okay, although it went down to the hop level in the big crypto collapse, it did find a base. Now, you're gonna go back and look at this in a year from now, and just say, all right, yeah, you'll feel differently because of what will come. I still say target 1 at 210 is the objective, but look what happened just in the last week. You popped up, you came back, and 117 is the XA level. That is mandatory kind of structural support. What was 3 days ago? What was the low? It was 118. A real nice nominal retest of the XA and trying to do something at that level after being 180 here. Now come back to 120. You're probably, look, this arrow check back, one green bar, maybe one more green day should set you in motion. So I'm looking at that carefully. There aren't too many things that have that kind of a pattern dynamic where you really have something to go on. A lot of tech stocks, a lot of stocks period have already done huge moves and are sitting at big 1618s. Okay, but this one's interesting, and of course the Riot or the Mara of the world. We said that last time. Riot here on the 4 hour. Really nice bat pattern down here. There you go. Yeah. So nice pullback. I think Riot is still great anywhere at 10 bucks. Did that first move from at the end of last year, 10 to 18 all the way back to 10. Okay, go again. But that's the kind of formation you want to see on a 4-hour chart. Keep an eye on that. Render's up 10% right now. I haven't looked at that. Render, that's another one of those. There you go. Oh, nice one. Render's up 40 cents. Real nice. 4-hour. Oh, what's that? Type 2 crab pattern at the low. That was 366. That's 470. What about the daily? What's this look like? Interesting. I do like that. I mean, just technically, if I took the patterns off, this pullback within a larger uptrend seems to be like it wants to go. There's the weekly chart. And I do think that Render is begging to do some kind of price recovery to the 886. Just connect dots. Interesting. I like that one. Hey, you want to see these things pop off. You want some of the leaders to kind of stick out. Come on back. $7 on Render. That's pretty good. I do like Sandbox. Sandbox on the daily. Printed a new pattern. We have a yellow dot here. There you go. Around 45 cents. We could even consider this shark to 5-0. So Sandbox, yellow dot was what, 3 days ago? Come on back and bust a move. 67, 68. Retest the prior high. But there's pattern there. And I know there was actually on the daily too. There it was. Binance feed. Bat pattern right off the top with a shark to 5-0. So that was at 43. Yellow dot right there, about 45. Only 46 now. We'll probably come back to this on Thursday. It'll be over 50. What's up, Neil? Yeah, we already did Ethereum Classic. We like it. Did its pullback, starting to bust a move up. Couple more. Let me go. Here's this RSR. RSR versus Tether. Another daily pattern that's on Binance. Again, yellow dot, but do you see the difference? Where we have patterns just sticking out. We don't have to force it. Algos are generating the structure. 2.3 cents. And is this on Coinbase too? No, there's Binance feed, Binance US. I'll have to look at that. But RSR, another T coin, really nice pattern dynamics. Also, check out, this is interesting, this Rose. So, did a big move, popped off, coming on with a retracement, and then the 4-hour time frame. There you go, couple patterns, 9 cents, 8 cents. Just ballpark it. You know, don't have to force it. There's the reaction level, comes back right off the top. And what you're looking for is the stuff that did the correction for January, really started December 21st. Isn't that amazing how that happened again? We had that inflection at December 21, and we've been in a pause phase for most of crypto since the 21st. Probably shall happen again. I think after March 21, you know, could really get going across the board. But I did notice that. That was real nice patterns all over the place. What was the other one? Was it Scale? Scale. Scale is, here's another one with another bat off the low, but check it out. On the daily time frame, you know, that was 2 at the low, went to 10. Okay, getting oversold and looking to try to bust a move back up. Again, looking at these real speculative T-coin quality crypto that will give us a move, that will give us, set up now some kind of corrective pullback and then get ready to launch. It's not going to happen all at once, but there you go, 7.5 or 7. Yes. Oh, I know what the other one was. It was H bar. That was the other one that did a pattern right off the top. H bar looks like this. Look, yellow dots. Okay, crab pattern that takes you practically to 10 on the dime and then come back 30% correction. Great. Thank you, crypto. And that's right at 7 cents with everything you want to see. So if the crab is a type 1 reaction, which it is, then you got a 30% move to come back at a minimum. And I treat these only as minimums. Retest, confirmation, it's oversold. It's not going to go down any lower off of that pattern and come on back to retest XA at 9.5. One or two more. Yeah, Gala is another one. That was, I think we mentioned that last time. Again, doesn't seem like it's doing much, but that's why we get in front of it. And that's a perfect one to get in front of. Nice shark pattern off the top. I've always said that the back-to-back pattern phenomenon is a little more special, little extra juice, if you will, to where we know that at a minimum in a range-bound move, likely to go back, retest the 3.5. The shark is there, and you look left, look, patterns all over the place. They don't, I think it's a misconception. It's probably one of the biggest misconceptions that if you hit a level, harmonic level, whatever level, the move is going to be some kind of explosion, inflection that it just rocks. You hit the number on one bar and go. And that's rarely the case. That's like a 1 in 30, 1 in 40 case. What we really see is that each step of the process takes many bars, and this one's doing exactly that. We hit the crab, we get the T1 designation, but look how many days before it truly rolls over down to the target one. The better part of, there you go, almost 30. Now, same deal with Gala. All right, 2.1 cent, 2.2 cents, a great area, low risk area, and then paint it 30 bars to the right. So let's look for that development over the next month into mid-late February. SEI, Mike. Yeah, SEI is like Tia and Tau Bittensor. I think that's, where's that? 74. Yeah, that's another one out of the blue. This new new wave crypto. The new wave. New wave crypto. I mean, 9 cents goes to 80 cents. All right, you missed it. Did you? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in that. I think you look for that opportunity. Like this is sticking out like a sore thumb with such a move, and also the high level consolidation. Think of it this way: you go to the right, 30 bars. Let me get the daily up here. Because how do you know if something's going to pause and then continue, or that's it and it's going to roll right over? Let's paint the window like Solana. Where's 30 bars? 2 days from now, Friday, 3 days. So holding up, got some oversold confirmation, no pattern off the top, but it is something that looks like it's consolidating before another leg higher. I do like that though. What's up, Midwest Surface Refinishing? Hey, would you come and I really need to remodel my kitchen. I really want to ask you. I had a guy come out and tell me $5,000 to resurface my cabinets I was like, okay, I'll catch you another time. I don't know. What should that cost? It's about, oh, I don't know, 15, 18 cabinets. What does that really cost? I think they were just trying to get me. What was the other one you said? Oh, Ocon MX Crypto.com, which is one I'm still holding in on. Got a nice position. And I think there's another one, a 30-day pauser. And I like Crypto.com personally. I think you've got you got a price recovery story, a really nice base situation. It's just going to take time. That could be like, that's like Chili's. That's like a lot of these T coins. But I do like crypto, still like crypto.com, and I'm still holding it. Wasn't this a 4 hour? I saw something recently on this. Sorry. Yeah, 2 to 3K. That's what I was thinking. I was like, 5,000? Are you crazy? What do we have on crypto.com? Thought I had a 4 hour trigger on CRO. I'll come back to this. Still like it. Still in it. H bar did, yeah. What's up, Wayne? Wayne Batson. He's saying H bar did some solid support. Yeah, I like it. And again, a lot of this stuff is taking its time after the end of the year run. Nice January pullback. And we're closer than ever to the halving. I mean, it's something we talked about all last year. You know, once we'd get there, we'd want to be positioned. Remember that? We want to be positioned by October, September, October, and then ride it for the 15 months. Still there. One or two more pattern-wise. Here's something I posted with my crew. I think we talked about it last time. Curve. Curve has a ton of patterns here. Confirmation, we just got a dot. Okay, big bat, come back, retest it. There's like 4 patterns here, generally between 50, 60 cents. Okay, doesn't seem like much, doesn't seem like it's done much, but this is definition of patterns looking left. I like that one. What's up, Red? We looked at TIA. JTO. JTO is like this. I was looking at that one too. That was another one that did a big move. Come on back. Where did you go? That's a new one, right? I think this was, maybe I'm confusing that with something else. We'll have to see that. SUI. You know, Ponzi was saying something about SUI. I got to get with him. He sent me a great note. Oh, look at that. SUI, Coinbase. Wow, deep crab on the 4 hour. Now 155. Strong, but all right. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, because I'll look for it like this. Let the pullback come on in and then go. Because we know when you do the return move and then blow out, that's your more likely scenario. Okay. What's the daily look like here? What's a good feed for JTO? Let me know. And I'll come back to this. This Caspa, here's another one. Did a big boom. 3 cents to 13. Now what? Well, we're going sideways. We've got oversold. So for me, maybe 9, maybe 10 cents on that. Isn't that a proof of work, guys? I think so. So, yeah. I bet you that has a complex structure up there. It sure does. Check it out. M formation. Get ready to break out. Get above that 50 level. Is there anything on the 4-hour with that one? Kind of. Maybe 9 cents. I'll come back to that. I'm not too crazy on that one. What's up, Drew? Yeah, we looked at the miners. That was about it. Oh, injective is the last one. Okay, big bat pattern, type 2 at 31, 32 bucks, but here's their perspective. I mean, this thing has already exploded. Okay, you're looking for this. I think make a run back to 40 if it's really going to blast off. You'll just annihilate it, but almost there. And take a look. This is injective on the daily. Definition of harmonic pause. Harmonic pause is when you hit a big number and you just go sideways, like this is exhibiting. You don't even do any kind of reaction, and you get oversold because you let a lot of air out of the tire just going sideways. And take a look. So this is actually in a great spot. If you can pop this back up above the 50, I say injective makes another move, another surge, go up back up to new highs. So I definitely want to get on that. Excuse me. Let's jump over really quick to the Qs, the market. You got earnings today, and we covered this in detail on Thursday. What do we need to be looking for? Because we are really just facing this stuff. Undeniable. All-time. Great. Your all-time new highs, but you're sitting at a 113. Big shark. Big shark. Pretty tough to try to initiate new longs here without seeing some kind of pullback. For me, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens tonight. I went through a lot of the big patterns on Thursday, the semiconductors, and I'm super bullish on a lot of this, but at the right price. The 113 at 424.12, that's your number. That's the big weekly limit, and notice how we've kind of slowed down up here. On the daily time frame, HSI checked back yesterday. Boy, oh boy, 1 minute. So let's see what Microsoft and AMD and all those do tonight. But up there against an HSI, you got to respect that. In the same way we were here back in December, check back, and then we'll get another. Listen, this move that's happening in the Qs and Microsoft, it's a linear breakout move. I say 1999. I don't want to say 1999 and get everybody's hopes up, but let's just follow Qs and follow SPY. We know what the big levels are. Right now, just looking for another pause, but here on the weekly, I'd say we get back to 445 on the hop level. That wouldn't be any kind of a surprise. There's not concrete confirmation even. You would need 2 red bearish weeks to satisfy confirmation. So 424, we digest it. Can we make that a push to 445? That would be the maximum for now. And then going into, say, the new year and later this year, you're looking for a 1618, looking for something like this. Come on up. And then 1618. That's 501, 500. And then do a 382. I mean, I could very well see something like that transpire in the next 15 months. We finish this 1618 expansion and then pull back in a significant way. But we're not, any pullback I'm looking for now is, again, pause, temporary kind of just a intraday, 4 hour, 30-day thing. So got to climb that stair, keep moving. Beyond that, we'll deal with the larger consequences this year. Everything I'm talking about is for the next 8 to 10 months, and then we'll see. But again, 445, we're looking for that confirmation up in here and come back, pull back. 4 hour, wasn't there something on the 4 hour here? Man, that's slow. Couple of HSI dot. Yeah, there you go. So this is what I wanted to. I don't think I got into this on Thursday, but that's important. That's significant. 425, really nice deep crab pattern. If we come back to a type 1, that's a perfect example of a pause pullback within the uptrend. Get oversold, and then we can continue higher. It's going to do the stair step. Continue to do stair step. Meanwhile, you have things like, here's AMD for tonight, rolling over. But look at the weekly, and it's a weekly story, folks. All of these are massive weekly levels. I don't think we could be any more perfect off of the hop level. The shark was overrun. Hit the 184.52. What was that high? 184.92 was the exact high, and got rejected right at 184.52. Hey, Evan, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is not about last month. It's not about this month or last month. It's about 15 months from now. So if your XRP doubles in the next 15 months, which I think is an easy target, there you go. I think the thing is you just got to get through the development phase. Hey, I sold AMD 30 points ago. Okay, AMD for myself and my folks was this. You guys remember, 95 bucks. Beautiful shark. Okay, got some high-level dot HSI up here, and then look, it came right back and rejected with a really quick oversold condition. It happens. So go to school on this. The same way we are right now with AMD. I can't deny that dot. I can't deny this overbought condition. Let it come back. Maybe we get some kind of another HSI down here and a 4-hour continuation structure. It's already there. I mean, look, AMD, I can already see it. Look, it did a complex formation, M shape. And we use this for tech, crypto, all of it in this crazy environment. And it's going to be a hyper-fueled environment. You've got a lot of money that has been scheduled to be put into this market this year. Think of it that way, for obvious election reasons. But if AMD comes back and does another 50 retest, that's the spot. But it's not 184. Maybe it's 160 or 150. Okay, and right now it's just kind of the rollover phase. That's the same with crypto. It's the same with tech. Just got to be patient with it and let that thing come on in. We're going to get another opportunity. And really, just like I said, take it to heart. When we get these high-level corrective moves, realize where we are. I mean, the long term of this, okay, weekly chart. And I know I mentioned this last time. We looked at a relative time frame, going back saying, hey, this might be like 2019 or even earlier, where here you break out of all of this resistance and you do a big move, dot HSI, but then you get another continuation. That's the thing I want to look for in crypto and tech stocks in the next 30, 60 days. Okay, a pullback It'll be a high level continuation and it just continues to rock. And I think that's coming. But the immediate, no, it's not there. I can't jump into it. Can't do it. All right, a couple more stocks. I don't know, guys. My whole respiratory thing. I'm like, got some dust in my throat or something. Trying to wash it down with some coffee. Hold on one sec. Couple more. Let's see. You guys had a few things. JetBlue. Yeah, we can do that. Transports. We haven't looked at transports in a long time. What else? Yeah. Let's look at crude oil too. Sure. And Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's one of the few that has a pattern right now. Tesla, Wolf Weekly as well. Yeah, those are all big patterns. Tesla, sure. It hit a Gartley daily. Okay, on daily, but only reaction here. I like it. It's a recent play for me, but it would need to kind of pop out of here immediately. It tried to start this morning. Maybe we come back, retest HSI before this goes. But it would only be a T1. It would only, 225 is your target for that. And we talked about possibility where Tesla would be a dream if we could type to it back to 127. So that's still in play. Okay, anything that you would be looking at Tesla, trade it. Trade it. I mean, it's where we are. A lot of these have moved too far, too fast, to where they're not really swing positions, but they're tradable. And this is look at the crab on a 4-hour. And I think the 4-hour flooring out until further notice, until we could get markets to pull back, or you see what happened with crypto, you're getting daily patterns that did form off of the top. That's the kind of thing you should look for at a minimum on a 4-hour chart. So 174 is the hop level, but look, XA level was 196. Finally get confirmation around 183, 184. Just last week, it was Friday. So that could be the start of at least something off of this low, but do I think it's going to lead to some kind of large move, new highs, or even retest anything substantial? No. It's just another swing style short-term reaction, maybe to target 2 off of that. But we know we have a couple obstacles at 225 for Tesla, that anything that pops off of here, my targets aren't huge. Are really not. There was another one. Yeah, Taiwan Semi. Taiwan Semi was the other one is that at one, where is that? Well, 115. But remember Taiwan Semi? Again, had patterns down here it was a shark at 84. And now you're hitting bearish hop with HSI. So ask yourself, where are you? I'm hitting a bearish hop on a type 2 with bearish HSI arrow pointing down. I'm not longing. This is not in any position here to long. But again, look at what it did just even back in the beginning of the month. You had a bat pattern that just gave you a reaction and gave you some really short-term but powerful oversold triggers. And then it did another move higher. That's what you're looking for. We are here, okay, with all of this stuff. We're like here, and in your best case scenario, you want to pull back, stabilize, and give you HSI, get oversold, where you let a lot of air out at a relatively high level, and then trigger on some 4-hour patterns. If that's, like I said, crypto or the markets, all of that is in a really interesting spot. Let's just get to the SPY quickly. Almost at 500, 490. 500 is going to be, imagine that. S&P 500 at 500. That's remarkable. What's up here? Well, we're getting a little overbought. HSI triggering. The plan is this, though. The plan for the year for SPY is to do a 1618 up to 565, 570. How are we going to get there? Straight up? No. Big push up so far? Yeah. And now we're running in another oversold. Can we get a pullback here off of this level in the next couple of weeks? I do think February probably take some profits, but not a big pullback, but something substantial enough in terms of the indicator. HSI is overbought, Amplified's in the overbought, rolling over. Both of those have to come down. And again, late to chase it. We can continue higher, but for your bigger swing type of deal, you're looking for that an HSI arrow after a brief pullback. That was 5 sessions to do that pullback. Maybe you get another 5 and go again, but up here, no. I'm not there. Diamonds. Look, the Dow Diamonds, another one, all-time new highs. Congratulations. Super strong off of this. Look, massive move. Massive. Okay, and then you go sideways off the dot and you get oversold. You only pulled back 5 points. But the key character issue that stands out is this went sideways and then got oversold and just continues. How high can that go for now? Go to, again, this is another weekly deal. That's amazing. I mean, since November, 1 bearish week so far. So slowly but surely. That's all. I got to say, that's probably mostly Microsoft and Apple. Other Dow stocks are kind of languishing. But 1618 is 421, 422. And I'm really comfortable with that longer term. Imagine that. Imagine the industrials above 40,000 in a year. But very likely, that's the play. That's the plan. But let's respect the temporary overbought, oversold conditions. Come on back. On a daily even? Yeah, dailies. Look, the daily has a ways to go. Daily needs probably a few more days before it even gets overbought on HSI. And it's interesting. I have to look at some earnings that are popping on the Dow the next week. That's what it suggests to me. Crude oil. Yeah, I know. Crude oil, for the obvious, doesn't change. Crude oil is still the 70 level. Okay, and that's looking even better. There's daily target 1. We're going to probably check that back. The question I asked last time is, will we get any pullback here, or do we go straight to target 2? It is a T2. It's tough to see it, but it is a T. No, that's a T1. It's a T2 on the bat. But probably check this back 79, 80 area. And the weekly is like this. Weekly is actually a bit stronger because of not only HSI at $70 going sideways, but this long-term resistance. This kind of reminds me of gold at 1800. So I'm watching that. You would have thought that crude oil would have done a lot more by now with everything. Maybe its time has come. So position carefully. You guys know the ones I've highlighted before: Apache, Occidental, Transocean, many others. Even that Gush was a perfect type 1. Gush was that directional, and it's on the daily. Beautiful Gartley. There you go. That's beautiful. Still to 33.60 on this move. That's a nice push today. Ideal. That's actually a T2 on the Gartley. Sorry. Keep reading that wrong. I like that. Somebody wanted to look at JetBlue, which is in the transportation sector here, airlines. If you ever saw the movie Wall Street and the whole Gecko speech on airlines, it's so true. Just terrible companies to operate and run, but you're oversold. You have massive weekly type 2 crab pattern. It's good for a bounce, but it's going to be boring AF. That will take a long time. Now, look, there's the one, super strong, all the way back, T2 designation, but you get some bearish readings. There's the first bullish confirmation that came in October, 4 to 5 so far, but you know, I like that. Let's look at transports in general. Dow Transports DJT. Look like that. Where's daily? There it is. There's some old work from last year and a half ago. Oh, check that out. This is a pretty interesting situation. Obvious T2 at 13,560, 13,500 with the bat pattern, but here is another short-term pullback. You know, high-level bullish continuation. That's the kind of thing after a big move up. That's what I'm looking for in those crazy crypto tech stocks. Okay. Need to see a high level continuation before I think this could bust a bigger move. And look at the transports though on the weekly. I would say even monthly. Go to the monthly. Super tight, all bunched up here. Okay. Probably just big consolidation. But the real bull market, if you want a bull market, if anybody's ever read Dow theory and why that's significant, you want the Dow running, you want the transports to agree, you know, Dow industrials to go to new highs, transports to go to new highs. That has to happen to get the overall confirmation. And then the utilities, which another one I haven't looked at in a while, that would have to confirm too on a comparative basis. What's the daily look like here? Utilities. Ooh, I think we found something. I really like that. I think I'm going to warm up to the utilities here. Amazing how the framework came in on the utilities. Okay, up T1, come on back down. Confirmation, what, 3 days ago? Can we get a little check back? And I mean, this is the kind of thing where we're going to be able to get in front of it before it happens. And we should definitely be monitoring utilities because of the situation it's in. It's a retest. It's a successful retest. All around that 820, 850 level. You're still under this area. But if you want a real bull market, okay, you need this to participate. You need that, and you need transports to participate. Think about it this way. You know, we're downtrend. All right, that downtrend's still intact. What would be the big sign? Obvious breakout of that downtrend to make a run at all-time new highs. That's how you get Dow confirmation. The triple confirmation, utilities, transports, and the industrials. So if you want to really be in a bull market on a old school Dow theory and analytics, this has to be the low. And I think it very well could be. That's a great 401k. Put it away, never look at it again. and just ride it, especially with those patterns. Uh, FOMC is tomorrow, and I don't know, guys. Did it ever matter? Did FOMC really matter at all last year? And it didn't. And I just don't think that, you know, I think the larger concept, the larger idea with FOMC, Federal Reserve, what are they going to do, is that the money that they want to pump into the system is already there. Not that it's been put there, but it's already been authorized. It's kind of like 2013, 2012, 2013. People were wondering, economy was not really growing, yet the market just kept persisting higher because they had all of that money in the system from the financial crisis. And it took years to get fully put into the markets and realized. And that's the deal with the COVID money, and on a multiple scale of what the financial crisis was. I mean, I think those charts deserve some time, some love to look at money supply and just understanding where we've come so far since 2 years ago. That money, it's not going away. It's in circulation. They've got that primed and ready to put it in. So whether the Fed says they want to pump the brakes or they don't care or they're going to cut soon, it doesn't matter. The money's already there. It's just a matter of when that will come into the market. And that's why we line up the patterns. That's why we wait for the patterns. We wait for oversold conditions. Because this thing is, long term, it's you're going to get me, but it's just a massive debt scheme. That's all. Massive debt scheme. And I hate to say it, but the more the debt expands and the more they're able to push $2-3 trillion deficits year over year, that plays into the market. And that's like automatic money for a lot of the big cap tech, in particular, industrial style stocks. Okay, that's pre-authorized spending. We can't do anything about it, but what we can do is ride the wave, and the wave does have pullbacks along the way. We saw that in the semis back in October, and you saw what that did. So let's go to other sectors like utilities. Here you go. Real nice, ideal, one of the best. I think it's one of the best type 2 retests since go back to October 22. And we know what happened there. October 22 was a major low for tech and a lot of other markets. Utilities, not so much, but by definition, we're there again. A lot of potential here. So let's see what happens tonight. You got big earnings. Again, it doesn't really matter which way. I'm personally looking for the pullback. I'm looking for a sell of the news, take their profits, and then come back in a couple of months or another month or two after they take their profits. And then we'll probably run again into the summer. It's just that right now we are overplayed. Yeah. Yeah, listen, that cycle, that whole debt cycle thing, people have been wrestling with, arguing, trying to justify for decades. Don't fight it. It is what it is. It's going to happen. I do think, United States is well on its way to 50 trillion debt in the next 5 years at this rate. At this rate, we'll be at 50 trillion by the end of the decade. So, yes, it's a bad thing, but for the markets, it's a driver. And that's all we're interested in. Playing that trend, playing that dynamic. Don't get too caught up. It's very easy for me. I do find myself getting a little salty with the things I see. But hey, I don't step outside my door. There's nothing I can do to change it. I just ride it with the market. That's the best thing I can do for me. I suggest that for you. Okay? sermon over. I appreciate that. Listen, Thursday, Mitch Ray will be with us, and Mitch, I always love what he has to say. So looking forward to Thursday. We'll probably be a little closer to 12 noon. Great session today. Thank you, folks, and we'll catch you on Thursday. Have a great one.